Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. Of course, I'm back here at Walker Ford in sunny Clearwater, Florida. And this is a review that I'm specifically putting together because many of you have asked me for this. We are going to take a look at two current Mustang GTs and compare the automatic to the 6-speed manual. Let's talk a little bit about Mustang history though, of course. Been around since 1964 and a half. The great news is they've always been offered as manuals or automatics. And for right now, into the near future, they still will have that. The great news is that these Mustangs I have behind me perform like none other from the past, especially when you look at those early years when it comes to handling, braking, and of course, overall acceleration. Now, one thing that we're gonna do that's gonna be a little different is I wanna talk more about the driving experience. We're still gonna go over the exteriors, but I wanna talk more about the driving experience. So we're gonna be behind the wheel a little bit longer in this review, which I think you're gonna like, to show really what you're getting if you go 6-speed manual with a Mustang GT, or if you want that slick shifting 10-speed automatic. So let's go ahead, dive into these two. Now, to do this successfully, they only had one manual on the whole lot here because they've been selling them, and it's a pre-owned one. Now, the pre-owned is a 2018, still the current generation as a 2020. Nothing else has really changed besides some things on the interior, which I'll show you that in a second. But from a driving standpoint, still gonna be automatic versus a manual, just like you asked me for. So let's go ahead and dive in. Now, let's start with the 2020. This one is featured in Velocity Blue. They brought the color back, new, and really it fits it to the T. It makes it look like a Hot Wheels style car. You're gonna get that same front end design, the updated headlights that they moved to, that lower corner area that mimics Darth Vader's helmet. Now this one specifically has the blackout package, and I just wanted to point that out to you. If you go blackout, you're going with the dark pony, and then you're also gonna get some other touches, and for around $899, it's actually quite reasonable. This one, a 2018, has the performance package level 1. So what you're gonna get is that extra braking, handling, and also cooling. Now this one also has a blackout package with the blacked out pony as well, but you get the gloss black up front, flat black on the bottom. On the performance pack level 1, you get a little bit of a longer lip spoiler there compared to your standard Mustang. But we're gonna go and take a trip around the 2020. Same hood design with those two heat extractors. We come around the bend. If you go blackout package, you're gonna go and get these specific wheels. So this is an upgraded wheel. It's a 19-inch wheel, cast aluminum. You can see you have those 4-piston calipers there. They give you great braking capability, but you'll notice on the other one that we do have the 6-piston Brembos. But very nice. The blue with the black really makes this thing look like a Hot Wheels, that Velocity Blue. With the blackout package, you're getting the 5.0, that classic number. Goes back to the Fox body days, that 5-liter Mustang 5050 gotta go. You definitely got plenty of go with 460 horsepower underneath the hoods of both of these. Blackout package is gonna get you a gloss black roof, which I think fits this car to a T. And then as we work our way to the back, you're gonna get that nice low trunk lid spoiler. Classy, just enough, not too much. Blacked out on the GT, and you're getting quad tip exhaust. That was something that they moved to. You still have the traditional tri-bar taillights, quad tip exhaust, and I really like for 2018 how it cleaned up this whole rear diffuser. Let's go ahead and check out that 2018 over there, because like I said, the main difference is gonna be that it has the performance package, but it also has that 6-speed manual transmission so you could road through your own gears. Same hood, like we pointed out before, gloss black on the heat extractors. On the performance pack level 1, these are the wheels that you're gonna get. Now, what's nice about them is that they're wrapped in those great performance Michelin 4S tires. So you're gonna get some nice traction and durability. You're also getting those Brembo 6-piston calipers, which are great as well. And just the gloss black finish, beefed up suspension, and bigger rotors as well. This one has the blacked out 5.0 on the side, which just gives it a nice touch with the white. Does not have a blacked out roof, just the badges. We keep working our way back. We get to the rear. There's that Pilot 4S tire. Now out back, you can see these are 19-inch wheels, just like those other ones, but you can see how the style really changed the appearance of this car. It's a 275 on the width. The tires are actually a little bit meatier on the Performance Pack Level 1 than they are on the standard Mustang GT, but both 19-inch wheels, but you can see how it changes the personality. Now, when we get to the rear, this Performance Pack Level 1 has a wing delete. So no rear wing whatsoever. You got the blacked out GT badging and the same exact quad tip exhaust with that upgraded diffuser that they did for 2018. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hoods and see what's lurking underneath them on these Mustangs. All right, guys, we got the hoods popped. I am zonking both of them because of the prop rod, but on the 2020 being non-performance pack, that's what you're getting underneath the hood, is that massive engine cover. Same thing on the 2020. I am gonna zonk that. You could use that as a sail on a sailboat. That's how large it is. I wish Ford would just show off the intake plenum, whether it's plastic or not. 460 horsepower, made it to that 10-speed automatic transmission, is gonna give you 0 to 60 about 4 seconds. This car weighs around 3,600 pounds. We come over to the 2018 with the Performance Pack. You can see the massive strut tower brace, has the larger radiator, same 460 horsepower, and same large, massive cover for the engine here. The good news is you're gonna get that 6-speed manual transmission. Actually makes it almost about the same weight because you're losing some weight for the transmission, but you're gaining some weight because of the extra bracing, the bigger radiator, the bigger rotors, but still 460 horsepower. 0 to 60, depending on how fast you can roll through those gears, about 4.3, 4.2 seconds because you got that third pedal. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire these up and see what they sound like. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 Mustang GT. Now, if you're wondering what's the price of this particular one, this one with all of the options that it has is right at $45,000. That is with navigation, the sync system. It's got the 12-inch digital display, which is really great in this car. The leather interior with the beautiful blue stitching. The Velocity blue stitching is awesome. And then, of course, you're gonna have your Apple CarPlay, your Android Auto, and the 10-speed automatic transmission, plus ventilated seats, which is really nice. This 10-speed really gets the job done getting through. This one has 355 gears. That Performance Pack Level 1 has 373 gears, because that's gonna be interesting on the acceleration as well. But when you're inside a Mustang GT, just like any other review we've done here at Walker Ford, plenty of room, and it's got that classic muscle car feel and sensation. But why don't we go ahead, let's go over to the 2018 with the manual and see what that's like on the interior. All right, guys, we're inside the Mustang GT with the manual. It just happens to be a 2018. Now, this one is not as optioned as that 2020 is, but this was the most important part, getting that manual transmission. Now, this one is listed here at Walker Ford for 28 grand. It's got about 31,000 miles on it. It is Ford certified pre-owned, and whoever drove this car took very, very good care of it. Now, the difference is when we go to the door panels and whatnot, you'll notice that you have cloth instead of leather. And then the biggest difference is as we go from the door panel to the dash is this little guy right here. So we have this small little 4-inch infotainment system, which really is almost pointless. This should be almost like an infotainment system delete. You do get auxiliary gauges though when you go Performance Pack Level 1, which that Mustang GT does not. You don't have dual climate. You don't have ventilated seats or anything like that in this particular one. What you do have though is this 6-speed manual transmission, fairly short throws. Is it as short as a GT350? No, but they're still really short. And I think that it's actually kind of good that we're not doing a brand new one, because I know a lot of people have always been asking me about the barbecue ticking and the transmissions not doing well when it comes to synchros and things like that. So we'll be able to take this one for a drive and really show you. Here's one with 31,000 miles. What is it like? Brand new to 31,000 miles, automatic to manual. You got your good old-fashioned regular analog gauges in this one, but $28,000. That's what you're looking at if you want to go this performance pack level 1. Let's get to the best part. Enough of this, right? If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take this 2 Mustangs for a spin. All right, guys, like I was saying, I want to spend a little bit more time. I'm actually not going to put the transmission into manual mode because this is an automatic and we're going to leave it that way. But we just left Walker Ford. Let's go ahead and from a dead stop, let's see what on throttle feels like in the automatic. On throttle, here we go. Yeah! So obviously, 7,500 RPM out of the Coyote V8. You have that awesome V8 sound. I'm telling you right now, you're getting everything out of that 0 to 64 seconds. That's not a fib. That's not a stretch of the imagination. That's not a misnomer. That's not a misread on any numbers or stopwatches. 0 to 60 in 4 seconds with this 10-speed automatic transmission. It really is lethal. And you'll see when we get into the manual that just as good as a driver as I think I am, I'm not going to be able to outshift this. Now, is it going to be a more fun experience? That's yet to be determined. But still plenty of fun to be had in this Mustang GT, especially with the Velocity Blue. I love the extra options in here with the leather seats, especially ventilated seats on a hot day like today. The blackout package, I think, fits it perfectly, kind of balances out, mellows out the Velocity Blue a little bit, especially with the black roof. And you get that great V8 rumble. I mean, that's just undeniable, and you can't beat it. Just can't beat it. Plus the 12-inch digital display. So this one has a lot of good options for somebody who wants that perfect daily driver Mustang GT, wants to have the amenities, wants to not have to worry about rolling through their own gears or sitting in traffic and standing on that clutch pedal, but yet you still want your performance, and you get to have that with this setup in this particular one with no problem. All right, guys, pulling away from the light, the 10-speed shifts very, very smooth. No problems whatsoever. Visibility is great. And with the automatic, it does allow you to kind of just focus more on holding on to the wheel and where you're going. I know sometimes with a manual, especially if you're not well rehearsed, it can get a little fumbly, so to speak. You got 2 left feet that you're trying to dance with. But getting onto the highway here, let me go ahead and get on throttle. That 10-speed drops right down, and we are off like a blue rocket. And it hits the sweet spot of that power band with every single shift. What could sometimes happen if you're driving manual is you let the R's go a little too far in a certain gear and you run out of steam. Because just because RPMs are building, does that mean you're building power, horsepower? You can actually be dwindling off as you get closer to that red line, or even before it, depending on the type of engine. But then once you get back to off throttle, it gets into a nice high gear and you're just you're cruising. My RPM right now is about 2,000 RPM. You're gonna get better fuel economy with an automatic. So that's a no-brainer. There was once upon a time you did not get better fuel economy. You actually got better fuel economy with the manual, but those days are long gone. I wish I could go back, but don't have a DeLorean. I need to go get one of those. All right, guys, so right now I'm in 5th gear, 52 miles an hour on throttle, drops down to 3rd. You're off and running. Super smooth. I mean, the car is so planted, and this isn't the performance package. Wait until we get into that performance package level 1. It's actually going to give us greater stability. I like the downshifts. I don't know if you're noticing those downshifts that the car's doing by itself because it's an automatic. I'm not putting it into manual shift mode. All right, guys, let's see how we handle non-performance pack, automatic, on throttle, on the brakes, turning is good. Downshifts, back on throttle, here we go. Rolling on throttle, full throttle. So when it comes to actually going down your favorite twisty road or your favorite curves or maybe a track day, that's where you're gonna feel that disconnect. The the transmission was not in the gear that I specifically wanted as we were going in that left-hand turn. It was actually up a couple gears, where with a manual, I would have had that and held it probably in second, maybe gone to third. We were already in fifth, and I didn't want that. So that's where you're gonna have that disconnect. And I know you're probably saying, well, Joe, use the paddles. I'm not. I'm leaving it in automatic mode. I'm gonna row with my right arm, not with my fingertips. But turning with this car is great, even with not being a performance pack level 1, on throttle, coming out, gets the power down efficiently, very efficient. So overall, driving the automatic, nothing to be ashamed about. I'm a manual guy, but if you want to go automatic, that's your personal business. You're definitely going to have a faster car than me. So, but at the end of the day, there's no trophies. There's definitely no trophy girls. There could be money, I guess, but it just depends on if that's already been prearranged. But we're going to go ahead, speaking of prearranged, let's get into the manual Mustang GT and see how that goes. All right, guys, we're in the 2018. Now remember, still same Mustang. This one with the manual transmission. I'm going to come to a stop real quick here, and we're going to see how we go. So here we go. Roasting a little bit. Shift in a second. This is where you get to have a little bit more fun rowing through your own gears. And it's crazy because I know I'm not as fast. That definitely was not 0 to 64 seconds, but it was definitely more fun. Rowing through your gears. What's great too is that the clutch in these Mustang GTs, it's on the lighter side. It's not too light where it feels like you're not doing anything with your left foot, but it's light enough to where you're not going to have one real beefy left leg and then your right leg's gonna look like a pencil. And the pickup point on the clutch is really, really good. As you can see, when we were going through the gearbox, first to second, really, really nice. The throws, they're not as short as a GT350, but that's not the purpose of this car. What's great is, though, remember, you're getting the Meteor tires out back with the Performance Pack Level 1. I like the wheels better, but that's beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But you do have the 6-piston Brembos, the beefed up suspension, the bigger rotors, and of course, more efficient cooling for the V8. But pulling away from this green light, easy peasy, lemon squeezy, first gear, really nice and smooth. In a second, now we're gonna go to third. Here we go, third gear. And you get that same sound, the same great V8 sound. It's just now you're more in control of what the car is doing. You get to select exactly what gear you want to be in. That's one of the benefits of having a manual transmission. Especially, you'll see when we go to our Rady's Rides test track, you'll see that I'm able to keep the gear that I want, and that's going to allow actually our exit speed to be a lot faster. So that's the good news. Same great visibility. The one thing to remember, if you're going the 2018 route and you're going base, even though this one's a Performance Pack Level 1, you do have that micro size infotainment screen. So make sure that you just buy the optional Mustang magnifying glass so that you could use that when you're going through your radio controls, or especially the backup camera. But other than that, the seats are comfy. They are cloth, but they're just as comfortable as the leather. I think they're actually probably a little bit more comfortable than the leather ones. And whoever owned this one took extremely good care of it, and that's why it's a certified pre-owned. So that's going to give you extra protection than just buying a pre-owned from just anybody else. All right, guys, we're going to take this onto the highway, show you how it drives. I know that some people are always asking me about the Performance Pack Level 1, saying, is the ride too stiff? No, it really isn't. It actually makes it a little bit better on the highway because you're not as bouncy, as floaty as the standard Mustang GT. But definitely you'll see when we get to the Rady's Rides test track that handling, you're gonna have less body roll, and braking is gonna be much more efficient. But as we get onto the highway, super smooth. I have it in whatever gear I want because I'm doing the shifting, which is nice. But the nice thing is with the manual is that, you know, yeah, with the automatic you can just slam your foot down and you're off and running. But with the manual, you know, you can drop it down a couple gears Real easy, just like in the automatic, and then you can get back on it and let the engine pull you, which is nice. But you can feel the difference, definitely. Even with this car having 31,000 miles, the difference between the 6-piston Brembos and the standard 4 pistons on the regular Mustang GT that we drove. All right, guys, let's see how we handle second gear on the brakes into this left-hand bend. Performance pack level 1, really has good turn-in. We got to yield a little bit here, but pulling out, here we go. Really great, the throws and everything, super smooth. It just allows you to be part of the whole event, and that's what I love about manual transmissions, especially the one in this. And you know, we've heard the horror stories about barbecue tick noise coming from the engine, which this one does not. Problems with the gears and the gearbox of these 6 speeds. This one with 31,000 miles shifts like butter. It really, really does. But let's slow down a little bit here. Second gear, on throttle, here we go. On the brakes, see how I'm just gonna leave it in second the whole way through. Rolling on throttle, little squeaking tires, a happy tire coming out, and then you shift, there we go. Yeah, really, now that's what it's all about right there, is being able to just be in control exactly what you want that car to do. The 6-speed does it, and as you saw, it shifts very nicely. No drama from your baby's mama or from this 6-speed. So you be the judge, I'll be the jury. All right, guys, coming around this bend again. Here we go, rolling on throttle, second gear, third gear. I love it. Just every time you shift, it just feels good, especially when you just hit that sweet spot in the power band. It's just you in the car, and that's what I will always love about manual transmissions. I don't care how fast an automatic is, it's just being one with the car. You just don't get any feeling like that in the automatic, at least that I'm feeling, that's for sure. Let's do a little bit of a wiggle waggle on the handling here. I'm gonna get on throttle, here we go. Third gear, into this little bend, we'll stay on the outside. Little bit of traffic here, but nothing too crazy. Really nice. I mean, that's another thing is that this car, it's got just the right amount of power to where you could cut through traffic like a hot knife through butter. But hopefully this gave you that combination drive that you've been craving to see the difference between the manual and the automatic. We're gonna wrap this one up, get back to Walker Ford, so I will see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another wonderful day, of course, here at Walker Ford. Definitely got to thank Frank Walker, Weston Walker, Tracy, Benji, Mark, Austin, Jason, Greg, the whole crew. I'm so glad that you guys asked me for this. It really just shows where we've come with automatic transmissions. Nothing is going to outshift these things. I don't care if you have the $1 million mechanical arms attached to your body. You're not going to outshift that 10-speed. But with that being said, having that driving engagement from a good old manual, there's nothing like rowing your own boat. It really makes you a stronger mariner when you row your own boat compared to when one is being rowed for you. But you know what? If you don't want to row your own boat, you don't have to, and you could get a nice slick shifting 10-speed automatic transmission. But if it's comparisons like these that you want to see on the channel, leave a comment on the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, this is what we bring. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for your awesome support and for being here on Rady's Rise. We can't do it without you. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Rady's Rise merch. Got to give it up to Muscle Guns McGee. We got 2 muscle guns behind me. I got bigger muscles in front of me, which you can't see. So sorry, guys out there. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.